public budget or public coffers. Capacity can be freed up, both financial as well as intellectual capacity of the public sector to concentrate on high-level issues such as policy making, developing robust regulatory frameworks, and improving delivery of services, which the public sector has historically been known for. PPPs for the private sector partners, the benefits include: one, market access, investment security, the ability to influence policy decision in areas of specialist knowledge, job creation, and potential commercial gain. Ultimately, the greatest benefits potentially offered by PPP are improved efficiencies in key sectors, leading to increased productivity and economic growth. I believe that well-planned PPP arrangements can help to ensure that this growth is sustainable, and it also offers an environment that benefits all sectors of the population. I was very tempted before I started my presentation to make it a very personal story, really, because I think sometimes that's the best way to communicate ideas and, in a way, passions. My introduction to PPP started quite early in my professional life, about 15 years ago. I had the great opportunity to go and do a 3-year development law course in Italy, in Rome. It is a city where I learned the potentials for PPP. I was there just out of law school, and I started, getting introduced to ideas in terms of development. How do we do it? How have we been doing it, especially in Africa? After that introduction, of course, I got an opportunity again to go and study for my master's at the University of London. When I came back, I became totally converted, totally convinced that definitely public-private partnership has a way for our progress in the Gambia. I came back and I was working at the Ministry of Justice. I was the curator of interstate estates. I realized that definitely I'm not having an opportunity to impact the private sector or to see how public-private partnerships can be arranged. The Gambia Divestiture Agency was in existence then, and they advertised for the position of a principal legal officer. I applied and I was successful, and I started in earnest working, if you like, for private sector development. It was there that eventually I became the acting CEO, because the CEO was no longer in the service of the Gambia government. It was also there that I became more personally exposed to PPPs. And I remember Mr. Mustafa Yabo was my colleague there. Mr. Njai was also my colleague there. I remember writing a memorandum to the then Minister of Finance and proposing that the Gambia Divestiture Agency should be turned into a public-private partnership agency, because I was convinced that from the act of the GDA that we are not going to have privatization. It was not politically acceptable, and there were no interests to have privatization fully blown. I thought about that. I thought then, this is about 7 years ago, that we need a framework in place to make sure that public-private partnerships happen almost without the permission of anybody. As long as there is the project, as long as there is the business idea, it can happen. Why I thought this is necessary or is important was because if you look at the Companies Act, which is about 65 years old now, People every day are incorporating companies to start new businesses, to start new ventures. Even some of them are partnering with government at the moment. But if you don't have a framework, if you don't have the law in place, it's going to be very difficult to start building or designing projects. And in the event that memorandum did not meet the approval of the minister then, I was happy that the permanent secretary agreed that it is a very good idea. And after the minister went through it, he wasn't pleased that that suggestion was being made. And I came back, quite crestfallen, quite disappointed, and I started considering my options. And shortly thereafter, I decided to resign and set up my own consulting firm with a friend of mine. Thank God the consulting firm is still in existence. It's called Real Time Consulting. I'm not advertising, but I thought I would tell you my connections with public-private partnership and how much I believe in it and why I think it is necessary to continually advocate for it until the day we have the framework in place. Of course, having the framework in place is not going to solve the problem. Of course, having the law in place is not going to mean that all public-private partnerships are going to be successful. But at least it would start the process where serious leaders of business as well as the public sector would consider services and activities that are best suited for this framework.
Of His Excellency the President, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yaya AJJ Jammeh wishes to inform the general public that the APRC for Peace and Love Gala Dinner with Vivian Chidi and Flip Montero, slated for Friday, 15th February 2013 at the Senegambia Beach Hotel, will start at 9 p.m. sharp. This is due to the problems encountered with the late start of last year's APRC fundraising program, where high-level dignitaries had to wait hours before the program could start. Once again, the committee wishes to reiterate that by 8:30 p.m. prompt, all gates will be closed. Therefore, all are urged to attend and on time.